Hey guys, how's it going? BCHD here and welcome back to another PES 2020 Master League video on the channel. Today we are bringing you the best young players, brand new Wonderkids and highly rated talents in PES 2020 that you guys need to sign in your Master League saves. These are ranging from cheap young players, hidden gems and all that in between. So if you're keen for today's video, if you go on to enjoy the video, make sure to slap a like down below, hit subscribe and turn on notifications for more FIFA 20 and PES 2020 videos on the channel. We're bringing it to you daily. Make sure you don't miss out. And of course, PES 2020 did recently release their new live squad update, which updates all the transfers. All the teams are up to scratch and up to date in line with real life. So that means we've got some new Wonderkids to get through. We've got some new highly rated prospects that haven't been in FIFA or PES before, and we're going to get through them right now. And also, guys, make sure to comment down below what Wonderkids are you most hyped to sign in PES 2020 or even FIFA 20. Who have I also missed out on? I tried to include as many new Wonderkids, hidden gems, and young players with their face scans in the game. So let's get straight into it. We're going to kick things off with a brand new squad update Wonderkid. He has been recently added into PES 2020. It is the son of Paolo Maldini. It is Daniel Maldini. Unlike his father, he plays further up the pitch on that left wing side. He's a prolific winger, only 18 years of age. He has a current market value of 752k. He's cheap, he's a bargain, and I'm sure you'll be able to get him in the first transfer window as well. That is his development sheet. Those are the positions he has mastered. That left wing position is definitely one of his specialties, and I can't wait to use him in PES 2020. Definitely another player that has had a lot of hype around him at the moment. It is Harvey Elliott, the young Englishman playing for Liverpool, recently moved from Fulham over to Merseyside, and he's 16 years of age, 63 overall as well, which is pretty decent, and he's only valued at £1 million. So the first few Wonderkids in this list are very, very cheap, and you should be able to get your hands on them pretty easily as well, not spending too much money. He is definitely on the rise in his development sheet there, 63 overall, and he can also play right midfield and right wing, so he's a master on that right hand side of the pitch and is a no-brainer. As we make our way over to the second Italian on the list, it is going to be Sebastiano Esposito, 64 rated, a classic center forward. He doesn't play for AC Milan though, he plays for Inter, 17 years of age. He has a dummy runner play style and is just a great player to have in your squad. Valued at 981k, yet again under £1 million. Is very, very cheap, and he's 64 overall. Is going to improve your squad maybe for a road to glory, and he's a center forward and can also play at that second striker role. We move on to yet another player who's had so much hype surrounding him, and he's recently been added. I think he was in PES 2019. He's now made his return into PES 2020, the 16-year-old Moussa Dembele. In PES 2020, his nationality is English. I'm not too sure about that. I think he's Scottish. I'm not going to get into that debate right now, but 854k for the 16-year-old. He's prolific winger and he's playing for Celtic in the Scottish Premier League, 85 acceleration, which is nice to see. His stats are alright for a 16-year-old. He's got some nice skills. He's got some nice playing styles, and he's a level 1 youth prospect for Celtic. He's got some passion in there as well. Can play on that right wing position. Can also play in a few other positions in the midfield. So it'll be interesting to see how this guy develops in PES 2020. I'm sure he's got a bright, bright future ahead of him. We take a look at the first Wonderkid in this list to have a face scan. It's another Englishman. It's going to be Mason Greenwood for Manchester United. Obviously, PES have the United license, so they've been able to scan his face. It's looking pretty good in game. He's 18 years of age. He's a goal poacher, and he's got some decent little stats on him. Some decent stats to start off for the 18-year-old. Got some nice playing styles and also player skills in there, which you expect. Level 2 youth prospect. Got some passion, strength, instinct, and he's also on the rise in his development sheet, which is nice to see. He's a master at that center forward position. Can also play at second striker, and his market value is currently sitting at £3.8 million. Eduardo Camargo is another Wonderkid who's making their debut in both iterations of PES and FIFA this year. In PES 2020 though, he's valued at £6.7 million. The French central midfielder playing for Rennes in Ligue 1 is an anchor man, only 17 years of age, and he's 68 overall to start things off. He's got some well-rounded stats in there, and he's also a level 1 youth prospect. He's a team player, got some passion in his personality as well, and look at that development sheet. He is on the rise just like a lot of Wonderkids in this list. He's mainly a central midfielder, can play at the CM, DM role, and also you could probably train him in that attacking midfield position. Now we move on to the first few Brazilians on this list. Of course, PES have the rights to both Brazilian leagues, so there's going to be a lot of Brazilian Wonderkids in PES 2020 this year, and Weah is definitely one of them. 17 years of age. He's a classic number 10 at 68 overall, worth £7.7 million, playing for Flamengo. Look at that Brazilian flair. Look at all those player skills in there as well, and he is a level 1 youth prospect like a lot of these players are. 68 overall, and he's just an attacking midfielder. Definitely one you should be looking to pick up in genius side, and it's the first Dutchman on the list. I'm not too sure why he's a free agent. The new squad update made him a free agent, but he actually plays for Ajax. It is Ryan Gravenberch. He's a box-to-box midfielder, 17 years of age, obviously from the Netherlands. He is making his debut in PES 2020. He's got passion, he's a lone wolf, got strength and instinct, and he's 68 overall, valued at 4.5 million, pretty much a bargain. Verona is another striker playing in the Brazilian league, yet another wonder kid, of course, 69 overall. He's a dummy runner, he's 19 years of age, he's a level 2 youth prospect, got some passion, a lone wolf, and he's 69 overall. The development sheet is looking rather nice. Progress in his career is looking good, and he's just a master at that centre forward position, valued at 7.79 million pounds. Definitely one to try out in Master League. We move on to another South American. It is Palacios, 17 years of age, definitely a hidden gem. He's another attacker midfielder, 69 overall, coming out of San Lorenzo in the Argentinian Superliga, 17 years of age. He's a classic number 10. Got some nice little stats in his ability as well. He's got a few player skills as well, so he's a bit tricky on the ball. As we move on to his team role, he's a youth prospect level 1. He's a team player showing passion, strength and instinct in his personality, and at 69 overall, that progress is definitely looking to skyrocket. He's only 17, so I'm sure there's so much room to grow, and he can also play at the center midfield position, attacking midfield position as well, and valued at 7.8 million. You're going to get a lot of value out of this guy. Jeremy Doku is the first Belgian we're going to come across in this list, and he's a whole player, 17 years of age, making his debut in PES 2020, 69 overall, and is a left midfielder. He's got a nice little bit of pace on him as well, got a few little player skills in there too. Youth prospect level 2, showing some passion, strength, instinct, and lone wolf, which a lot of these wonder kids are showing, as well as his actual progress is looking to skyrocket in the next few seasons, valued at 10.7 million. We're starting to get to the more expensive wonder kids on the list, but it's another player to look forward to, alongside a brand new wonder kid that has been added into this new PES 2020 squad update. It is Ansu Fati, making waves across the world, scoring for Barcelona, making his debut in a matter of weeks. And the wonder kid from Guinea-Bissau is playing for the Catalonian Giants at only 17 years of age. He's already 70 overall, valued at 18.1 million. Got a nice bit of pace on him, however lacking in the skills department. I'm sure you could train him up, and he's showing some passion, lone wolf, strength and instinct in his personality. And take a look at that development sheet. His progress has gone through the roof. Left wing is his main position. Ansu Fati is another wonder kid making his debut in this year's football games. Romario Baro is our first Portuguese wonder kid as well. We're starting to crack into the 70 overalls, and you can see 72 overall. He's from Porto, he's Portuguese, and he's a typical whole player, typical central midfielder at 19 years of age. Got some very well-rounded stats for a 19-year-old too. He's got some decent player skills and playing styles. Doesn't really have a team role, but at 72 overall could definitely be a good shout in that midfield, attacker midfield and central midfield. So Baro is definitely someone that not too many people are talking about, so a decent little hidden gem that you should keep on your radar, only for 16.3 million. As we move on to the Canadian Alfonso Davies, who I'm surprised is only valued at 9 million pounds, 73 overall, coming from Bayern Munich, of course. He's still only 19 years of age, because Bayern Munich have that license in PES. They are going to have his face scan in the game. They're looking very sharp, looking very nice in there. He's got that pace. The playing skills and playing styles are also impressive from him. He's a star player for Bayern. Interesting. Only at level 1 though. We'll see how that goes throughout Master League. However, his actual progress is a bit stagnant for now, but I'm sure you could bring that back up, and he can also play at left midfield and a left winger. He's both a position master in those, so I'm pretty sure that is a great bargain for your Master League side. Timothy Weah makes his return this year. He burst onto the scene last year. The American did have a solid under-20 World Cup. He is now playing for Lille in the French League at a centre forward, 74 overall, and is one of the most expensive ones so far, 21.1 million pounds. He's valued at 19 years of age. He's a goal poacher as well, and a lot of player skills and playing styles to look forward to. He's a star player for Lille, which is very interesting. And yeah, that development sheet, his growth chart is above and beyond expectations right now. He's a classic center forward, so make sure you try him this year alongside another Brazilian. It's another center forward, and he's 74 overall. It is Lincoln coming from Flamengo. Flamengo just love their wonder kids, and here is another one at 19 years of age, a goal poacher. And I told you there's a lot of wonder kids from Brazil in PES 2020, and this is just another one of them, a stock standard wonder kid who's a star player for Flamengo, but I'm sure if you bring him across to Europe, he will do absolute bits for you. At 74 overall, the development sheet is looking very nice as well, and he can play pretty much anywhere up front. You should be able to train him in all those attacking positions. As we move on to a Turkish striker, it is going to be Cuckoo. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but he has got a nice little face scan in the game, playing for Schalke in the Bundesliga. At 19 years of age, he's a goal poacher for the German outfit. Got a nice little bit of speed in acceleration on him, and his player skills are very, very impressive there. A lot of decent stats and attributes you could use, and he's a level 1 youth prospect showing some strength, instinct, passion, and also a bit of a lone wolf in there. He's got a bit of a stagnated development sheet, but I'm sure the Turkish striker could do a job for you in your side, valued at £19 million. We'll move on to Florentino Luiz, a Portuguese central midfielder, the destroyer at 20 years of age, playing for Benfica, the Portuguese champions, and he's looking like probably one of my favorite defensive midfielders in PES so far. He's a leader at only 20 years of age. He's already a leader. He's a team player as well, which is nice to see, and he's 75 overall, valued at 21.7 million. So he's a classic no-nonsense central defensive midfielder. Try him out in your Master League saves, alongside a pretty cheap Wonderkid here at £9 million, Montero, coming from Atletico Madrid. He's on loan at Deportivo La Coruña, and he's 20 years of age, playing in the Spanish second division, and his defensive play is built up at 20 years of age. Got some nice defensive stats in there as well. He looks like he's ready for a little swim in the Olympic pool. He's got his goggles on, ready for the snow, ready for whatever conditions you need to play him in, so I'm sure Montero can do a job for you. Now on to one of the most hyped Wonderkids in the past few months right here. It is Rodrigo, the Brazilian left winger, recently moved to Spanish Giants in Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, only 18 years of age, and he's 77 overall, making his debut. Used to play for Santos, and he's got some nice little stats in there already. A few little player skills, not too many for a Brazilian like him, but passion, lone wolf, strength, and instinct are his main few personality traits, and at 77 overall, he's already trained in that second striker position too, which is absolutely vital, so you can play him into different kind of positions on the left and in the middle. He's a decent little player to have, although he's going to cost you a pretty penny at 47.98 million. Pedro is yet another one of these Brazilian strikers who recently made the move on deadline day from Fluminense to Fiorentina in Serie A. He's a classic goal poacher at 22 years of age, valued at £32 million. You won't be able to pick him up in the first transfer window or so, but at 78 overall, with those kind of stats, he'll be well worth the wait, so keep your eye on him. He's a star player for Fiorentina already, so he's already showing how good he is at 78 overall. He can also play at central midfield, which I didn't know. However, he's mainly a centre forward, but he provides you with a bit of versatility at £32 million. Charles Alenia is just another Wonderkid I wanted to include. A lot of people do know him already. He's a classic Barcelona La Masia Youth Academy graduate, 78 overall. I just included him because he's got a nice little face scan in the game. Barcelona do have the license, or PES have the license for Barcelona, and he's a level 3 youth prospect, which is pretty decent as well. He's a master at that central midfield position. Just a nice little central midfield player to have in your side with a £22.5 million valuation. So it's another quite popular Wonderkid. Lucas Paquetá was recently added into FIFA last year. I'm pretty sure he's been in PES for a while now, but at 31.5 million, he's playing at AC Milan. At 22 years of age, he's a creative playmaker, 81 overall, and I can't wait to use him. He was so close to doing an AC Milan career mode in PES 2020 just to use him, but he's got some nice stats in there already at 22. Look at all those skills he has already. A classic Brazilian you guys need to pick up. He's a star player for AC Milan at 81 overall. So it's another player that can provide you with a bit of versatility and is just a great player to have in your side. He does have a face scan as well. And here we have our first Russian on the list from the Russian Premier League, another league who's fully licensed in PES from Moscow, a goal poacher at 21 years of age. It's Chelev, 81 overall. He's probably one of the most expensive ones on this list at £53.8 million. Be tough to get your hands on him, but if you got the budget, why not? Look at those skills he already has in his locker. He's got a lot to offer for you. He's a star player in Russia, so it'll be hard trying to get him away from that league. Bring him onto your side and he will definitely impress. He's a classic centre forward, a goal poacher, and I'm sure the 21-year-old will go above and beyond your expectations. Alright, last Brazilian on the list. I promise I just included him in here because he hasn't been in FIFA, and of course he has a face scan, fully licensed in PES 2020 from Grêmio in the Brazilian Serie A. It is Everton. He had a brilliant Copa America in summer at 23 years of age. I can't believe no one picked this guy up, and look at those stats in PES. He's valued at £47.4 million. Cost you a bit. He's a playmaker, level 1 playmaker. He's got a sizable impact on your team, so he might make a big difference in your squad, and he's a master in 4 positions, in that left midfield, in that left wing and right wing, and also at centre forwards. It's a no-brainer. If you've got the money, you might as well splash the cash on this guy. And then our last Wonderkid on the list, you guys all know him already. I've just included him in here because he's still only 20 years of age. Another great young Wonderkid to pick up. It is Kai Havertz at 82 overall, playing for Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. He's a classic hole player, and yeah, his stats just speak for themselves. Look at those player skills as well. A level 3 star player for Leverkusen, got a nice sizable impact and it could only grow even further, valued at £65.8 million. Definitely the most expensive one on the list. Can play a central midfield and attacking midfield. He's also a bit of a master everywhere. Can do a job everywhere across the pitch, except for defense, obviously. But that is going to be it for the best young players you could pick up in PES 2020 Master League. There's a mix of new Wonderkids, hidden gems, just players that haven't been in either FIFA or PES before. Hopefully you did enjoy it. Let me know down below who you're going to sign, who you most hyped to sign. I'm most hyped to see maybe a bit of Pedro, maybe a bit of Lucas Paquetá. Also, I'm excited to see Gravenberch, Camavinga, Greenwood, Dembele, those types of players who haven't been in a football game before. Esposito as well. Keep in mind that they could have face updates in the future, so all these players that don't have faces right now, maybe later down the line in PES 2020, they could get a face update and have their face in the game. It just makes it all that much more realistic. Just like Mason Greenwood, who knows, we might be seeing Camavinga or Dembele's face. But for now, guys, hopefully you did enjoy that PES 2020 Wonderkids video. If you did, make sure to smack the like button down below, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. We are bringing brand new PES 2020 and FIFA 20 career mode content to the channel. Follow me on Twitter, the link is in the description. I've been BCHD, I hope you did enjoy it, have a nice day, and I'll see you on the very next video.